Well, let's see if I can't get a few more things done by not killing any of you as we
Hopefully.
start in Coriolis, the last voyage of the Ghazali. Change the music over. Within the twirling planets and stars that dance with the grace of the icons, we reach the Gambler's segment on the 61st cycle of the Great Hub, Coriolis. This enormous space station stands as a monument to the efforts of the Zenithian colonists, their journey which brought them from the ancient Al-Arda with the destination of the Dabaran system. They were carried in stasis across the stars for nearly a millennia on the backs of the captain family, the Quasars, and the helmsman family, the Idris, as well as many other families which served as crew aboard the noble Zenith while its passengers slept. During the upset, despite the upset murmurings of the religious first come, the pragmatic Venetians can be accredited the honor of colonizing this third horizon in a way that no one else expected. They, will find my own way here, where there was once cults, orders, and tribes that lived across the horizon, they were largely without interest in communication with each other, or at the very least, lacked the technology needed to do so. They now turn to planet Kua, where the once star station Zenith, now space station Coriolis, stands proud as a beacon of civilization and commerce. Our crew, the mercenary company aboard the gunship Gilgamesh, flying with the grace of the Legion's recruiters, Hatma the Skull Koresh. Each member of our crew, be they the pilot, the engineer, or the musician, are each doing their part to pay off the debt they owe to a patron they know so little about. The Third Horizon, as we know it, finds itself in flux. With the arrival of the emissary, fearless folks find opportunity in the chaos in which the crew of the gunship Gilgamesh is more than accustomed to. Their skills in technology, piloting, and command mean that they are not only set to survive in this chaos, but thrive in it. When a distress signal arrives from the distant Tawan system, the Skull decides to send his mercenary company, along with the Legion's own starship Zephyra, to aid the Cerubi mining colony. Meanwhile, in the chimeras of Coriolis, whisper tongues speak of the machinations of the one known as the Black Widow, of Elam's Black Lotuses, the one called Madame Haram Momassadi. They speak of the few words that drip like poison from behind her hand fan, each carrying the promise of danger. One thing is for certain, things will go as planned for at least one of the many observers watching over the Ghazali's journey to Tawan. To quote the Epic of Gilgamesh, when all the illusions of personal immortality are stripped away, there is only the act to maintain the freedom to act. Each of you awakens with the same handful of feelings. Your head pounds as if someone had just taken a pot to your head and hammered it with a hammer over and over and over again, a headache that runs through you. It's crippling, and the ring in your ear is deafening. Your limbs are unresponsive as you're immediately aware that you are still in your upright stasis pod. You are hardly clothed. As your eyes begin to open, you look down and chills begin to run through you as feeling returns to your heavy body. With a click, the plastic door to your stasis pod opens and you're allowed to move freely. Except you can't. Your body is still stiff. Each of you feels a injection in your calf, a pain that rocks through you as some medicine begins to free your frozen limbs. The first one to fall out of their stasis chamber, Zarka. Will you introduce yourself as you fall out of stasis?
Worse. Zarka Urik. She would have been beautiful by her own right, but as you get a closer look, you realize it's more than that. She's otherworldly. Her skin glows with an azure blue of a perfect, what's like a sky that's blue in here? Is Zenithan sky? Is that like a good blue? Sure. Let's go with that.
Kua blue, Kua
A
blue.
Kuan sky, and it's only diluted by this red sea of jagged tattoos dripping down from her forehead, a single one on her lip, and um, she has this cold eyeliner and four horns piercing through her skull. She's got a red scarf wrapped around it, but of course, naturally, she is an artist after all. Her horns, it was just made for her. Um, and she's almost looking for something immediately, but doesn't feel it, and immediately just feels empty without it.
Zarka, you literally fall out of stasis and you have to catch yourself. It's a uh, unnerving feeling to have to catch yourself like this. It's like you're falling straight onto your face and you catch yourself on a foot locker, one that you recognize to be yours. The memory is hazy and you hear something as if it's happening in the moment, but you know it's not. You hear the voice of the captain of the Ghazali, Ia Caschares. The Surubi mining colony has sent us a distress signal, and we are part of the response team. What we expect to find after the jump to Taiwan is not clear. You've all heard the message, of course. We are being escorted by the Legion destroyer, the Zafira, and we will make the jump immediately after. And the pain continues to rock through you as you stand up, and it's beginning to fade. Your eyes begin to focus. You're in a room with 15 stasis pods. Your eyes revolt in your head as you see red and white light begin to spill out from various parts along the roof. How you know this means emergency, but there is no siren to accompany it. Around the room, only two other pods are open. What do you do?
Ugh, gambler's mercy. I hate the pins. Anira, Anira, Kale, Kyle.
Anira, at this moment, the medicine has run through you enough that you are able to step forward, and you don't know what's happening in the moment as something begins to erupt from your stomach. Will you please make me a strength check?
Okay, let's see.
Uh,
Okay, so strength.
all you have to do is hit the little cube underneath strength.
Yeah, it did. It popped up a box. It's asking for modifiers and stuff. So,
No modifiers for this, just a flat check.
okay, so plus or minus zero, basically.
You managed to hold down the vomit that was going to come up out of you. Uh, you're familiar with this. This is stasis sickness. It's one of the symptoms that can come along with waking up from stasis too early. But you can't remember why you're in stasis, what ship you're on, why you're here. You know your name, you know your skill set, and you know that there is someone out there that you love, but also hate really badly for some reason. But you do fall onto your feet, managing to catch yourself before you faceplant onto the ground. You see the same scene that Zarka does, the 15 stasis pods. Only there's someone standing in the center of the room for you. Familiar, distantly. Uh, your musician, they're on your ship somewhere. What do you do?
My prison guts are falling everywhere. Ugh. Yeah.
Oh, easy there, Nira. It's too soon to let dark madness take you.
What are you talking about? My head is throbbing.
Mine too.
Remind me who you are again?
Zarka,
Right, of
this
course.
is your captain speaking.
Right, it's
Welcome
come
back to
back to me.
consciousness, space traveler. Yeah.
Why the frizz are we up before we're supposed to be?
Something's wrong.
Ugh,
Alert came over.
someone touching my mechanicals again.
Maybe. I'm not sure. Only one thing to do. Get a look around.
Mm, I'm gonna break somebody's fingers if they've been touching what they shouldn't been.
I think we're missing someone.
All right, so we'll go back. I
Mhm.
got blonde hair.
You see, there are more stasis pods in the room, but there's only one of them with the door open that you haven't fallen out of. But no one seems to step out of it.
Who's that supposed to be?
I'll get a closer look. Do I You said we're barely clothed. There's nothing on us like to
No, you don't have your equipment. Zarka, I believe you managed to in our
Mm-mm.
pregame. No? Okay.
I failed. Terry succeeded.
I'm the one who
Gotcha.
succeeded.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Well, you don't have anything on you. You know that the footlocker in front of you should have all the rest of your gear. You remember packing it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so if there's something you're looking for, it should be in there. You just can't remember the code all of a sudden.
Huh. I'll kind of carefully go forward, and if there's like any sort of steam coming out of it, try to see through it and just kind of get ready to throw a hook if something jumps out. I don't know if I know how to throw a hook,
Uh,
but
s- Walking up to the stasis pod. The door is open, but you see a human female. Long blonde hair kept up in stasis. In her hands, you see she's holding the Lady of Tears icon pendant in her hand. This isn't your friend. You don't know who this person is. The display next to her head reads deceased.
Lady of Tears took her too soon. Oh,
Never heard of that
executioner.
happen.
Yes. Can we can we see why she died and why is her pod open? If she's dead, I mean,
Make
oh,
make me a metacurgy test. You
sure.
you actually cannot actually. That's an advanced skill that you do not
I
have.
do not have that.
Um, you're unable to tell. The display is crazy. It's numbers and a heartbeat. It gives you a history of what's happened. Her heart was beating less than an hour ago.
Oh, no.
Suddenly you hear thunk 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 as two big fists slam against the pod. Next to you, actually, Anira, it's directly next to you.
And now we're making headache-inducing noises, I see.
Kyle, you are still in your stasis pod. Your door didn't open, but you're awake and you're slamming against the pod door.
What's all the ruckus in there? Just use the escape. The emergency one.
You can make a wits or a strength check. Wits to try and find this emergency they're speaking of, or strength to just push it open.
Well, 6 of one, half dozen of another. Let's do some wits. See how smart I'm feeling today. Can I pray to the icons?
You absolutely can.
No!
But remember that in doing so, you give me a darkness point.
Oh yeah, I know.
No!
Okay. Break me off a
Oh.
piece of it. What do you say to your icon?
Oh, that's a great question. That is a great. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you mentioned that.
It could be a couple words. Could be a long-winded thing.
So yeah, so he kind of falls back in against the back of the pod for a moment. Fine. I'll pray to you today. Just get me out of here. Lady of Tears, look. I understand. I don't always view you in the most positive light, but today, prove me wrong.
All right, you may pray to the icon.
What modifier do I get?
You don't. You just get to roll it again.
Ooh, that was better.
Nope,
Still
that is not.
failure.
You need a 6.
You have
Wow.
6.
Still failure.
Yeah. So all rolls in this game are decided by a 6.
Yep.
If you get a 6, you pass. If not, then you don't.
Um,
Surprising no one, Kael. The Lady of Tears doesn't answer you. Maybe
Useless
it's
as always.
your lack of piousness that inspires her silence.
That's it.
Anira, you're looking at the pod. You recognize this person in the pod as a frenemy. There's positive feelings there, but there isn't, like, it's hard to describe. You know that there is an emergency release on the outside of the pod, and all it takes is for you to pull it. Do you?
Yeah.
As you do, his pod opens with a and it opens.
Oh, careful, careful, careful!
KO, you fall towards the floor. Will you please make me
I try to catch him.
a force check? Or actually, you know what? Make me a dexterity check to catch yourself. You do it, and you do it with gusto. Describe how you catch yourself for me.
Oh, yeah. So as I'm coming down to the floor, I kind of veer slightly to my right, throw my hand down, and flip myself back up. At this point, can I also reach for my weapon and pull it out?
Absolutely.
And so I do. I reach into the hidden compartment upon me and pull out my... the specifics of it is a accelerator pistol. All right. What's going on here? Wait.
There's two people around you. You recognize them to be friendly. Members of your crew. Their names escape you at the moment, but you remember being nice to them at some point.
So I'll stow the weapon back in. Yeah, I'm gonna need a coffee.
Mhm. Welcome back.
Well, we're there's usually more of us.
Hmm?
Well, I know 3 is not a good number.
Depends on what you're doing.
And he looks around. Anybody else wake up?
Not that we've seen.
Mm-mm. Just us so far. Let's take another
By the
gander
way,
about.
In case of future emergencies, use your frozen brain. The button is right there. And she points to the emergency release inside the pod.
Oh, that is a nice button. It was unfortunately inaccessible to me at the
It
time.
literally is at your hand level with big letters that says emergency release on it.
No, you are completely right.
Yes, I know.
However, I had not had my coffee yet, and as such, pressing the button prior to coffee feels like it should be wrong.
Well, it's your funeral, I suppose.
Death, my dear, is the only adventure. And he just turns and starts walking in a direction. Hopefully,
You might want to put on clothes first.
It is a completely round room with a staircase going up. Do you go up the staircase or just walk around the room?
No, I go up the staircase, but when she yells out, I should put clothes on first. I look down and say, even after stasis, I look good.
Please re-robe. Please. I don't remember how old I am, but I know I'm too old for this.
Where are the
Think
clothes
really.
at?
There should be a lockbox around here somewhere. You remember your stasis pod number was 11. It should be around here on the floor somewhere, probably near your pod.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna look for it.
You find it without too much difficulty. Anira's currently got her foot on it.
Yeah. Can I mean, and he kind of sits back, puts his hands on his hips. I don't mind being naked, but it might be easier to get work done with some clothes on, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's right here. You should take care of that quickly.
All right. And he bends down and opens it up and grabs his stuff, tosses his clothes on. Oh, there's my cap. How you doing, Cappy? Slips his cap on and goggles on his forehead.
Icons preserve us.
So as each of you has a chance to open up your lockboxes, even you, Zarka, the memory of the code returns to you. At some point during it, you hear sirens begin to blare. The ship lights are still out. There's no orders, no updates on any of your personal equipment. You imagine there should be some if you're there, or if the captain's alive. You don't know why there's no updates, why there's no orders. You look around the room for a terminal, and there's none in here. You know, if you find a terminal, you can find some information about the ship. That's where everything is stored. You just have to find one. Your mind clears further. You remember what the colonial agent Nafika said. The Surubi colony is a mining gas planet orbiting the system's largest planet, the gas giant Tawan. About 300 colonists, mainly miners, plus a few scientists. Since we're going in blind, no orders have been issued. Sensor sweep will tell us more when we get there. All non-essential personnel are to go on ice immediately. They're to sleep on their way to Homura. The icons are with us. The deckhand smiles in the bed next to you, and the traveler keeps watch from the bridge as we jump. See you in Tawan. Sleep tight. That is the final message from your commanders that you remember. The last update you remember hearing. Above you now, you can hear a mechanical slam. Repeating from somewhere above you, like a door that won't close. You have all your gear on you, all your equipment, save for your weapons. with the exception of Kyle, who has his pistol. Whatever's going on here, there's danger, and we better
Hmm.
act like Kyle and find a weapon.
Mm-mm. Easy, kids. We don't know what's going on here.
I know my frozen head is about to split if those sirens don't shut off soon.
I suppose we should head to the
Fine.
cockpit and see if we can find some buttons to press then.
Mhm.
Please don't press any of them that you don't know what they do.
First she tells me to press a button, then she tells me not to
Press
press
the
a
ones
button.
that I tell you to press. That's usually the best choice of action.
I thought I needed coffee. And he's gonna start going up those stairs.
All right, is everybody following?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you reach the second landing, the one just above you, to find 15 more stasis pods. All the ones in here read deceased. You
What
do
time
see,
of?
uh, walking up to it about the same time as the one below, some a little before, some a little after. You can see at this distance, because the lighting is just a tad better at this location, there are noticeable burns on one of them. One of them that is holding a gambler's pendant is burned from the hands just around the pendant. It's hard to make it out. It doesn't seem like fire burns either, just a rending around the hands.
But the pods are still closed, right?
A couple of them are open.
Oh.
I'm gonna go over to one of the ones that are open and look around, see if they've been forced open.
So make me an observation check.
Oh, I can totally do that. Let's see. Oh man, no, I can't. Oh, it wanted to stay on that 6. I'm really
It
good at
really.
5s and 4s.
Would you like to pray to the gambler?
No.
Okay.
Already
So you
prayed
look at
today. I don't want to pray again right now.
Understood. So you look at the pod. It's hard to tell if it's been forced open. It doesn't seem to be. There's no damage to the pod. Um, you do see on the display nearby in big blue letters it reads malfunction. Um, the one that you walk up to is a man, late 40s, white hair, wearing dock worker's gear, and he is holding the symbol of the deckhand.
Oh. This is not looking good. Look. I know I can fly a ship, but these inner workings are not my bag. Any idea what might have caused this?
Zarka will walk up, try to make any sense of what's going on here.
Anyone who wants to can make me a metacurgy test.
I cannot.
I cannot.
Metacurgy, you say?
I think everybody's at a
I
0.
cannot.
Uh, so whatever mystery has befallen these fellow stasis dwellers, they will remain a secret.
Mhm.
Are there more stairs going up?
Yes,
Oh,
it
yeah.
seems to continue up. In fact, as you got to hear, the pounding got louder and louder.
Oh.
Oh shit. So they might have just died.
Look, a little bit of banging never hurt anybody. Let's keep going.
The next landing leads you to a similar room. Nothing different here that you can see. 15 pods, 15 dead workers. The last landing is when things get interesting. And here there are only 12 stasis pods and a door on the north half of the room. The pounding seems to be coming from the door. Boom, boom! It's the door that leads outwards into the rest of the ship. You remember coming through it whenever you were first entering into stasis after leaving your ship. You can see a pipe is wedged in the door, keeping the door from being closed properly. You could probably just jump through here if you're quick enough. Or you could try to remove the pipe and see if that would help.
Pipe first. Then we sprint. Shall we?
All right.
Sure.
Sounds good to me.
Who wants to make the force test to try and pull this pipe?
Oh, I'll give it a go.
Yeah.
All right. KO, roll me a force. That is success. KO, you pull this pipe. It seems to be a little over 2 inches in diameter. Pretty decently big pipe. Looking at it, it looks to be a gas pipe. As on the end of it, you see a valve that has somehow come loose. And that probably explains why there is some sort of mist on the other side of the door that you can now see a bit more clearly. You now have a melee weapon called the steel pipe. You can use it as a club, or give it to someone else who does not have.
Hey, well, he's gonna look back. Hey, you guys got your weapons with you?
No. Got tools. No
Oh.
weapons.
All right, so I don't know if you've realized it, but this seems a little strange. I got my accelerated pistol with me, so I don't need this right now unless you guys don't need it. Then I'll carry it with me. You tell me. What do you guys want to take this? Maybe hit things with it if need be.
And
I would love to
Mira,
hit
you can
things
take
with it.
Well, here you go. And he just he puts his hand out because you both said yes. It's like,
No,
let's
no, no.
see
I said
who-
Anira.
Oh,
I
Nira.
said
Okay.
Anira, you take it.
So he hands it to you. Well, there you go. Let's keep on rolling.
Alrighty. So Anira, you have a
Mhm.
club that gives you a gear bonus 1, no initiative, weapon damage 1, crit 3 at close range. Unfortunately, there is no club in the thing, or I would give it to you. Is there a thing? Maybe let me look at the other
You
thing.
probably
there
can
might be.
find something similar, right? Like something that has that feel. Oh,
I looked for it, but I didn't find it.
So you looked under the items section,
Yeah.
I'm assuming. Did you look under the Ghazali items, perchance?
I did.
Oh, yeah, I see. Damn you, Ghazali!
But it is a steel pipe. Did you need me to repeat what all its stuff is, Anira?
Yes, I got 0 of that.
Okay. So
Let me find some place to write this down so I can actually enter it. 1 sec.
sorry.
Oh,
No
it's
worries,
right
because I
and
can create it as a new item. I just need all the information so I can do it. So you said
Yes.
steel pipe.
Yeah.
All right.
Gear bonus +1, which means it
Gear
gives you an additional dice.
+1, got it.
Initiative 0, so it adds nothing to your initiative during combat.
Initiative is
Uh,
0. Okay.
Weapon
Hey.
damage 1.
I found something for you.
Ooh.
Grab the baton. And can you edit it?
Let me see. Is that in the
You
Gonzalez
can't
stuff
grab
or
it.
the?
He'll
okay.
probably need to grab it and edit it because we don't have the.
Ah.
Does that make
Perfect.
sense? And you can even rename it once you drag it onto her. Would be my assumption. I've gotten real good at this, adjusting weapons as they need different things.
All right, and then I
Done it
will
once or
adjust it.
twice.
You can
All
even
right.
rename it to
Nice.
the almighty
One.
baton of
I
K.
can edit it.
Oh, okay. Even
got
the
it,
stats
Eric.
on it?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
You said weapon damage is 1.
Yes.
Anything else on it?
Nope, that's everything else is right. Good job, Terry.
Okay.
I do what I
So-
can.
Hold up.
All right. So,
Got it.
with the pipe out of the way, the door comes to a close in front of you. What do you want to do?
Sorry. In our imaginary thing, the door closed. I thought we were
Yep.
trying to go through the door.
Yeah, so the pipe is now out of the way and the door shuts.
Oh,
Because
okay.
it was always trying to shut, but it couldn't because of the pipe. Now the door is shut.
And we can reopen it correctly.
Anira, as you go to open the door, you see um, a display come up. Stasis doors have been closed for the safety of the stasis. Please enter your security code. You could probably get around this with a successful data gen.
Okay. She's like, thanks for a minute. She's like, a little fuzzy on that one. Okay, said data gen.
Yep.
Oh,
So you go into it, and you remember before you got on the ship that you were looking up the security crew, and you just happen to remember one of their security codes, and you type it in. Fortunately, it's an easy one. 1234. Probably not the most secure number, but the door opens nonetheless. You are greeted by a hallway, bare metal with rubber floors that seem to lead off into the darkness. Here, there are no emergency lights, save one every 10 or so feet, and it continues off into the distance for some unknowable amount.
so now I am a little concerned about the security of the entire fleet, but specifically the ship. Who makes their pin 1, 2, 3, 4?
Sarka coughs in all zeros for her pin.
Well, at least it didn't end in 5.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, nothing good ever ends in 5.
Exactly.
That's true.
Okay. Eric, do I still have my environmental scanner, or is that also off my person?
You have your environmental scanner.
Yeah.
I'm
We
just gonna
should
keep that
take
out
a-
and yeah, keep just
Yeah.
looking out for biochemical stuffs that would endanger us.
All right. You are fortunate to know that there is nothing close to you. There does seem to be something going on with your scanner. It's giving a positive reading, but it's not telling you to what at the moment. Maybe it got
Hmm.
knocked around earlier. There's something not biological or chemical nearby, but there's something nearby.
Do you need me to look at your scanner there?
Actually, yes, that would be great. Do you have any rice on you? Stick it in the.
No, it doesn't seem to be wet. There's nothing. I don't see anything that suggests liquid damage. To be clear, um, and Anira will just kind of look it over to see if she can figure out what's causing
Yeah.
the malfunction.
Make me a technology check.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I've got 2 in that one.
Hey, look at you engineer.
Oh yeah, you succeed flawlessly. So you crack open the top, look into it. It's just a missing wire, and you plug it back into place. You flip it up.
Yeah, there you go. Must have jiggled loose. I got mine here too as a backup in case we need it. She'll pull out her own environmental scanner to show it and then stick it back as she
An
hands.
Anira, you know you just fixed this, but that can't be right. It's reading high levels of hard radiation.
Oh,
There's always a little bit of
that's
radiation in space, but this is a lot of radiation.
That's
like
really strange.
enough to cook someone.
The
And
burn.
she'll hand it back to Zarka. Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
I sure am. We got to get
This,
out of here.
yeah,
Does yours
this
say
is
the same?
bad. And she'll pull and Anira will pull out her own environmental scanner and get it calibrated.
There's high
Same
levels of hard radiation.
same readings.
We gotta
This would
go.
this would be something as if you were standing on a sun somewhere, not in a ship.
This
Oh,
doesn't make any sense.
Well, unless
Th-
we're falling into a sun, then it would make sense.
oh, Kyle, why did you have to suggest that?
Just something that popped
Oh.
on my head.
Oh, okay.
Are there any
Deep
windows
breaths.
about that we can look to see if we're falling into a sun?
There are no windows in this section.
Oh, son of a gun.
I think we should relocate ourselves so that we can find some sort of viewfinder.
Roger that. 10-4.
So,
Pursue forwards.
Hmm.
fortunately, at this point, there's only one hallway. It's dark, though. Do you have any light you want to cast?
Oh, that's a great question. Ah. I bought
Use
all
the environmental scanner like a little.
I do have an
Like
environment
when you use your
scanner.
phone light to like
Yeah.
screen light.
Unfortunately, your scanner just, I mean, it gives you a little bit of illumination, but
What
no
about my
more than you-
binoculars?
They let you see the darkness even better.
Closer up. Nice. Yeah, I don't think we have anything specific to
Then
Then we go silent but deadly.
into the darkness.
Into
Your
the
feet,
woods.
your feet are the only noise that resound throughout the ship. The clunks, tink, 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 taking you through the ship. Um, Walking down the hallway, you can see a few rooms to the side of you. You see what looks like more stasis area. To one side, you see what looks like to be mining equipment. And then the hallway continues off before you. Do you want to check either one of these two rooms before you continue on?
Yes.
yeah.
Yes?
Which one do you want to check out first? The stasis chamber or the mining supply room?
Mining supply room.
Yeah.
Inside, you walk in. There are even fewer lights in here. Only one big blaring light above you. You can see crates and some cardboard boxes off to the side. One of them says Colonial Agents drill bits, and one of them says wrenches, and one of them says it seems to be just a loose amounting of equipment. What do you want to do?
Just grab something that can be used for self-defense.
Yeah. So you look into the you look into one of the crates and you find a where did it go? You find a little mining laser.
Oh, what is that?
Okay.
Let me grab it for you. This one is an item. I have thrown the pistol into your equipment.
Thank you. Thermal pistol, nice.
Sorry, I forgot to rename it to mining
Mining.
laser.
Mining laser.
It's a
This
Anira,
laser.
I can't remember. Are you good at melee or distance?
I'm a melee person.
All right, great. I'll keep hold of this then.
All
Okay.
right. The rest of it seems to be a couple of clubs or wrenches that could be used as a club if you needed it, but your pipe seems to be doing better off than most of the pipes here. Cheap make, it looks like. That's all that you find in here that is of any import. Do you want to head back to the other stasis room or head down the hallway?
Gotta find ourselves some light in here somewhere.
Yeah.
Is there maybe a panel or something that I could access to try to figure out how to get the lights back on?
Not in this section of the ship. There is like a light switch on the wall, and you give it a switch. It doesn't go though.
Hmm.
All right.
Let's check the
Uh,
stasis room before we go on.
Yeah, I
Let's
think
do it
so.
quick.
so you check the other stasis room. This room has 20 stasis pods, each of them locked. As you look around the room, you can see that these are the diplomats, the people who were supposed to do most of the talking to the Taiwanian um, colonists. They seem a lot worse off than the people downstairs. It seems radiation started from somewhere around here and headed downwards. Walking over, you can see many of them are cooked to a point where their bones are blackened.
Oh, that's not good.
You can see someone who looks to be crew in a stevedore outfit. Uh, um, he's wearing overalls, but the rest of him is little more than burnt flesh and bones. And he's laying on the floor next to one of the stasis pods.
Oh God.
Okay. Uh, obviously something's wrong.
Yeah.
What would we do without you?
I don't have an answer for that, unfortunately, or at least not today. I don't,
Probably less obvious statements. A lot less.
yeah, you're probably right. I actually can't argue that. Thoughts on our next move?
Can we see? I doubt we can. I think it's going to be a similar check that we can't do, but can we tell how long it's been in this room as well since everything was cooked? Around the same
Seems to
time as
be
everything else?
a similar time. I'll tell you what, Nira, make me an observation check.
Observation? Okay.
I like a good observation check.
Anira, you walk over to one of the stasis pods to look in. Uh, this one probably been dead for an hour, maybe two. You're not a medical person. It's hard to tell. One thing that does happen is as you walk over there, you kick something plastic, and it clatters off into the wall. It was next to the stevedore.
Big thank you for the raid coming in from, let's see, Thunder Dwarf. Unfortunately, no dwarfs in this current game, but we do appreciate the raid with the 9 viewers. Thank you very much. And welcome.
Thank you.
These encounters.
Welcome to Roll for Perception. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
So you just kicked some sort of plastic object off into the wall of the room. You hear it clatter, something akin to plastic against metal. What do you want to do, Anira?
Plastic against metal, you said?
Seems like.
Can I pick up the whatever it is on the ground?
Yeah.
That I kicked?
It's a familiar object. It was hard to tell in the darkness, but it seems to be a flashlight.
Oh,
Well,
nice.
I found some light.
You are awfully lucky.
Probably that worker was carrying it.
I don't know how lucky I am. Or he was unlucky. So she'll try to turn it on, see if it works.
It comes on. Looking at it, it has about an hour's battery life left.
Save it for when we need it.
Yeah.
Who knows what we're walking into?
Hopefully less dark.
Yes.
In general. I don't like
Alright.
not being able to see.
Taking
Eric, are
note.
there any rooms in ships like this known for protection from high radiation?
Oh yeah. Something like the what is it called here? The med lab would have significant radiation shielding, especially around the places where they do uh, X-rays and things of that nature.
Maybe we make it till there. Find out what's
Yeah.
going on.
That's a good idea.
Do we know the schematics of this ship that we are boarded on or anything? Or like a general feel for where things are? Did we get like a tour when we go in? They were like,
You
look over here on the right.
unfortunately you didn't get a tour, but as the stasis sickness fades, you know that down this hallway and off to the right, some distance, that's where you got on. So the dock isn't too far from here.
All right.
Let's do it.
Okay.
So, do you continue down the hallway?
I'm sure do.
Yeah.
Indeed.
The hallway continues, and you find similar rooms to this one. Stopping to check them out, there's nothing that you need in these rooms. Um, although eventually, a couple rooms down, you find, or rather, you hear static off in the distance, a couple steps in front of you. In fact, as that sound is become noticeable, you look and you see that one of the emergency lights is lighting up a terminal.
Probably go check that out.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Yes.
You walk up to it. It is currently flashing black. The hollow display currently dead. You might be able to bring some life back to it if you want. Anira, make me a technology check.
All right. That's a failure.
Would you like to pray to the messenger? Perhaps they might offer you insight.
Decisions must be made.
Remember that each time you pray to the icons, you
Yeah.
give me a darkness point, which I haven't used yet because I'm a benevolent god.
She will not.
You want me to poke at it? I can do that.
You're very good at poking at things, so go for it.
Technology, right?
Yeah, do you have technology?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Kyle, you look at it. Unfortunately, you know for certain that this thing is dead. Wires have been pulled from the wall. It's about a half inch away from the wall. Um, there is no way to access this particular terminal. Although it does, for just a moment, read that there is an active terminal a few rooms away from you. So you can now find your way there.
All right. Well, I managed to get it working. I think you did all the work. I just hit a couple buttons after you were finished. But I think we got to go this way. There's a terminal around the corner.
Kyle, why would someone unplug this terminal? Why would they destroy it? Can radiation do that?
Okay. So just real quick, let's go over some things. Burnt crisp bodies. Lots of dead. My guess, and this is just a guess, is there are bad guys here.
I was really just hoping this was, I mean,
I thought
either
it was
way.
just like a radiation thing and not specifically bad guys.
I've not seen radiation pull wires out like this, but hey, I've only been to a couple parts of the universe, not all of them.
Might not be related. The two
Anyone who
things.
wants to can make me an observation check.
Oh, yes. Yes, I
Yeah.
want to do an observation check. I'm terrible at it, though. Ah! Ow, there we go.
Anira, while Kaio's talking, you look down at the bottom of the terminal, and you see pieces of ripped clothing. Looks like piece of overall, maybe. Um, and you see that the terminal is dented as if someone ran into it. You happen to pick
Does,
up two distinct drops of blood.
does the overall look like what the deckhand was wearing?
Similar in color, but not quite. It was probably someone in a similar job as him, but not
Mm-hmm.
him himself.
Well, looks like someone ran into. There's fabric here. Blood. Someone must have been moving at quite the speed.
Let's keep moving.
Agreed.
Heading through the hallway, you come to an intersection. One that heads left, one that heads right. Here, there's at least a little bit of lighting. You remember from your first passage, if you head right, you should be able to head to the docks, while left will send you deeper on into the ship.
And you
One thing
said
you
there's
notice,
light.
just a little bit, and that lets you see claw marks on the rubber. It looks like bestial claws here and there.
Weapons up. Phasers out, whatever.
I
Yep.
got a pipe. Does that work?
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I've got an accelerator pistol. I mean, not really phaser. Slightly different weapons.
Hmm.
Which way do you want to head? To the docks where maybe your ship is, or deeper into the ship? See if you can find out what's going on.
I
I
mean,
don't think
I'm up for finding our ship, but obviously, if I'm outvoted, I'll leave it to you all to decide.
while our ship would be comforting, I don't think our ship would protect us from high radiation. It's not spec for that.
Hmm.
You do, at this moment, as you're walking around the area, find that the claws are actually heading off into the direction of the dock.
Well, looks like whatever Big and Ugly was on here headed to our ship anyway, so might not be as comforting as you might hope.
I think the other way.
We
We'll
also
find
do
her
have a
later.
bit of radiation shielding on our ship, to be
Oh, we
clear.
do.
Just
Oh,
a little. Nothing to the level of the med bays here, but it's what helps protect us from space radiation in general.
I vote away from the docks personally.
I mean, anything that left claw marks like that, and she'll kind of shine the flashlight specifically at the wall there. I don't think I want to meet that firsthand personally.
All right, I've been outvoted. Let's go.
So you head to the left, deeper into the ship that you know nothing about. Fortunately, as you're walking, KO, you remember that this is the direction of the terminal. Um,
Hey, maybe you can find
as
your coffee this way. Right side, right?
You've got a point. I hadn't thought about that. And oh man, with this headache, a cup of coffee would do me wonders.
as you're walking, you take a few more turns throughout the ship to try and get to this terminal. Eventually, you arrive. In front of you, you see a terminal with a holo display that begins to pop up. Um, and a voice begins to ring out. Hello, you've reached Suleiman, your one stop for everything you need to know about the Ghazali. What may I tell you? As that happens, you begin to hear a creaking around you.
Can I look around and see if I know what it is? And I don't
Yeah.
know. if I have to declare this, but as a group talent, we have +2 to observation in case there's an ambush.
Oh, nice.
Okay. You can make me an observation or science check.
Observation. Mm.
Hard to say. You Suleiman continues. Is there a question I can have answered for you? The
Yeah,
walls.
can you tell us why everybody's burnt to a crisp?
Except for us, to be clear.
That information is not in my databanks.
Yeah, of
One
course it's not.
moment. And by the way, Suleiman, the display is a wizened old man, bald, big eyebrows, wrinkly. Um, it's there again, that noise, like something's crushing a tin can around you. Someone make me a science check if they can, or a observation.
I can do
Oh, I can
observation.
do
I
a
cannot do
science
science.
Mm.
I don't even know how I'm rolling.
I'll try observation. Oh, thank God.
Anira, you realize what's about to happen and you begin panicking. This is going to be the explosive decompression of this entire room.
All right, we need to
And
get out.
anyone in it will be exposed to boom as a giant explosion rings out from the other side of the room. I need a force of dexterity check. Fortunately, I'm going to give you a +2 because Anira caught it in time.
Dexterity,
Or force.
force. I'm gonna use force because that's, and you said +2.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah.
I will pray to the icons, to the dancer.
Bite me off a piece of that. In this moment, as the explosion rings out, Suleiman, the terminal, is pulled out into empty space. Each of you start running back. You see in front of you a door begins to slam down. Anira and Kail are already on the other side, but you're just short. What do you say to the dancer to help you get through?
Dancer, lighten my steps, please. Prayer modifier, is that just 0?
Yeah. So you still be at a +2.
Okay.
But just hit the pray to the icons button.
Okay. It was because a prayer modifier came up, so I didn't know if it
Gotcha.
hit 0 or +2. Eric, which one do I hit?
It-
Will it add an
+2. I'm
additional?
sorry, +2,
Okay.
yes.
So
So
I think
you
it's, yeah.
so you manage just by the skin of your teeth and by the dancer's grace to slide underneath the door as the bulkhead slams behind you. You're not in open space. The area has decompressed and you'll no longer be able to go that way. Fortunately, there should be another way up the road, and that is a spent darkness point on my side.
I liked that.
The
So
terminal was a bus.
Aramus, we're not using a VTT per se. I mean, we're using Foundry just for the rolls. But much of what we're doing tonight is a theater of the mind.
Yes.
Yes, unfortunately, Coriolis does not do a lot of combat maps or things like that, so it's very theater of the mind. Um, so there's a way you can continue,
Okay.
just not this way. Um, do you want to go the way you came or backtrack at all?
I'm gonna look to my two led us here. This didn't seem to work out. You got another direction we'd like to go?
Farther in if we can. Did you say there's okay,
We can avoid it.
there's one that's past the med
Yeah,
bay?
so
Or
you
not
had
the
to
med bay,
go
past the terminal?
you had to go out of your way to get to this terminal. You don't know where the med bay is in particular. You just were going to the terminal that Kail found. Um, Unfortunately, it was at the same time and explosive decompression was happening.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, you can continue for further into the ship to hopefully find the med bay.
Feel like we head that way.
Yeah.
All right.
Makes sense.
Weaving through the ship, there are few signs and fewer lights. Um, you hear after about 5 to 10 minutes in front of you. I'm telling you, Jamas, we must find the ship if we're to get off of this. Corel agrees. Um, it seems to be people up ahead of you. You can't see them from this distance, but there are definitely people.
Like people that we like or people that we don't like.
Do
Yeah,
they
what were
Uh,
seem
those names?
familiar?
Yeah.
uh, Geminas and Corel. So Gemenas and Karel. Corel. One of them speaks up. Whatever you say, Lahore. If you believe it will get us out, my skin crawls.
They're like
Uh,
us.
the other one's name you heard was Lahor.
I'm gonna walk over to them. How far away are they?
A few feet in front of you. They're in darkness right now. Do you want to say anything as you walk up?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be like, hey, you over there can hear you.
One of them out in front, a large man in coveralls. You see as he steps into the emergency light, he has a scar across his face. Looks like a deep gash across his nose, cupping out one of his eyes. Uh, Pale face, and you can see in the white light, in the intermittent red and white light, that he has bloodshot eyes. Looks up. He comes to you. Who are you? Are you them?
I mean, I've
Who's
been called a lot of things by a lot of different people. Some in the morning, some at night. But no, I don't think we're the them you're talking about. I do
We've heard
believe.
them. We have heard them in the walls. They scratch and claw in piss everywhere.
Well,
Uh,
that
They
is
took two of
unfortunate.
ours. You are do
uh,
not have their clothes, though. Do you know where there is medicine? I have not found any in my people. We are we are sick.
um, we're sort of looking for the medical areas ourselves. We also don't live in walls for the most part that I know of.
You do not know where there is medicine. Then what use are you? Get out of our way.
Sounds good to me. And I'm gonna move out their way.
Uh,
careful? There's beasts that way. They had
so they began to walk, and then as you mentioned, there's beasts. One of them, not the leader, um, one of them, a younger woman. Beasts? What beasts are you talking of? The ones in the walls?
we
The
haven't seen anything
demons?
in the walls. We saw scratch marks on the walls leading to the docks.
Were they long, like deep claws?
Looks like it, yeah.
Oh, dark between the stars, they are the beasts. Lahore, we cannot go that way. The leader, who you now recognize to be Lahore, goes, Shanas, we must go away at all, or else we will be stuck here forever.
Do you know how to open the dock? Should you find your ship? Do you have
We
any sort
have
of access code? Any sort of force exit?
we have no ship. We are stevedores. We work for the Ghazali. We are not a mercenary company or any outside hire.
We are. You should stick with us. We're looking for the med bay.
Uh, Lahore walks up. You have a ship.
I
Give
mean,
us
And
the
room.
yeah, we got a ship. Flies pretty good. Pilot's pretty amazing.
You will give us the keys, your access codes, anything. I will get my people off.
Mm,
We need our ship to escape as well.
We
We
need
can't
your
get it.
ship to survive.
I don't think that's exactly how this works.
Mm-mm.
At this point, Lahore is starting to get angry and starts walking up to Zarka's face. You will give us the code, or you will die here with the rest of the beasts.
Okay, as
You
he
will
does that,
stand
oh, go ahead.
down. And you will calm down or you doom your people.
Oh, that was nice.
We will not leave you behind, but you will calm down.
Make me a manipulation check.
I would love to.
And just a note on that, Eric, as this is happening, my hand is not pulling the gun out, but it's right where it needs to be to pull the gun out.
All right.
And is there any light on me? Does my strange features, the otherworldly beauty, assist me in this
I'll give
in
it
this
to you.
situation?
Yeah, I'll give it to
All
you.
right. Thank you, biosculpting.
As you speak, Lahore begins to pull back. We just want to live. Please. Have mercy on the poor soul. I can feel it in my body burning me away. This radiation. We need medicine or to be off this cursed ship.
Well,
We
if we
don't.
can find the medical bay, we can probably find something to help you there. But until we know exactly what's going on, it's probably not the best idea to go charging into the unknown.
Stick with
Um,
us. You can hide in the medical bay while we go and we figure out how to open the dock so we can all leave.
One of them, I do not believe we should go with them, Lahore. I don't believe they are trustworthy. Um, Another one of them says, I second it. We have survived this long without outside help. We do not need them. Lahore turns back. Will you find us if you find this med bay? I do not wish to risk my people wandering through these sheep. Maybe we will. I do not want to chance finding the demons in the walls.
Are you gonna stay right here then?
We will find the place safe for us.
Yes,
Yeah,
if we
good luck
can't
with
make it
that.
here, if we can't make it here in person, we'll try turning on the lights to the direction that it is, and you'll know that's the way to go. But we'll try to come back and get you.
And until
Alright.
then, icons protect you.
I can protect you as well. Gemnas, Yalara, Tarbek, Karel, Shanaz. Let us find somewhere to sit down. Lahore walks up to Zarka again and reaches out a hand. I'm Lahore Iadris. Don't forget us.
We won't. You have my word.
And he and his team walk off, and they go to a room a little ways nearby. And as the rest of the ship is open to you, I believe we're going to go to our one and only break, unless Terry has something to go and say
No, that's
against.
perfect.